All right, hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all. Today we have a video just about news, and just to inform you, I might be away for a few days, so I will not do live broadcast for the coming few days, and soon we will be back. I have some work to do. Our news today is about what's happening in Saudi Arabia, and I saw many requests of you asking me to make my comment about what's happening. You know. All the news is speaking about corruption and etc. But this is the news, and this is the the propaganda of the corruption. It's very funny that when a corrupt he try to get bust or to bust the corrupt, the whole family are corrupt, and who in the world want to believe that the corrupt are trying to chase the corrupt? All what's happening in front of us, as we see in the news, is just a game of intimidation. Many people do not know the nature of the Arab people, and I am from the Middle East, as you know, and supposedly I'm an Arab too, as they call me. But most of people do not know really. They try to compare between what they have in their country and what we have in our countries. In the Middle East, everything is about intimidation. Who can intimidate who? If you notice, when I speak to Muslims, the Muslim try to scream loud their voice. They try to threat you, try to intimidate you, as simple as that. So even the debate is not really a debate. It's about who can intimidate who. The one who have a more power, he try to intimidate the one who have less power, even though both of them, they can be aggressive and they can be dangerous. So in the game here, we will notice in the previous arrest we heard in Saudi Arabia lately, that a dozen of princes, and all of them from very high positions. Some of them, they are in the charge of the royal guard, the foreign ministers, the internal minister, etc. So like very important. Additional to that, very high class businessmen who own billions of dollars. Now in front of us we see the Prince Alwaleed ibn Talal, who own big fortune in Saudi Arabia and in the world, especially in USA. Like as an example, Disneyland, he own a lot of it, and he have a big fortune or big part of investment in Cityland. Most of it actually is owned by him. So this guy is involved with big business around the world. And the funny is, what people don't ask themselves, how come those people arrested in Saudi Arabia for corruption, but the Interpol did not arrest them, FBI did not investigate them? Because corruption for businessmen cannot be limited in one country. There's no way. As an example, one of the accusations are seen in the news is money laundering. And when you speak about money laundering, we are talking about money is coming from different place, and you'll wash it in different place to make it clean, let us say. So money laundering have to be done in multi countries. So how come FBI, USA, France, England, Australia are not investigating those people? I'm not saying they are not corrupt. I'm saying that even your country is the one you think they are not corrupt. Those people, they are buying them, and this is how they protect themselves. They make donations for in election time, for the president of France, for the prime minister of Italy, for etc. So they buy their protection wherever they go. And just to show you how stupid the idea, or to believe that the prince or the crown prince, which we see him in the screen, he is trying to protect, let us say, to clean the country from the corrupt one. This is the crown prince. We see him here, and the top of him is the picture of the Prince Alwaleed ibn Talal. So this is the crown prince, and this is the Prince Alwaleed. Both they are cousins. However, this one is a lot younger than this one, and now he is more powerful, this guy, the crown prince, because simply he is the crown prince, and actually he is in charge of what is called investigation. So the funny is, not single name of those names who they are arrested in Saudi Arabia, they were charged or under investigation by any other foreign agency. And I assure you, they are corrupt, big deal. But that is telling us that your countries, including the Western countries, are corrupt too. Because how come none of them see their corruption, and nobody notice that they are corrupt. Now, I want to show you something which is proving my idea that the whole arrest is not about sending them to jail. The whole arrest is about intimidation. The crown prince is trying to show them his muscles, what he can do, which means I can break your bones if you oppose me in me being the coming king. So this guy, his father, is preparing himself to announcing him as the coming king of Saudi Arabia. And there is many names, as we see in the screen, of those names in front of us. Those are very rich, powerful men in Saudi Arabia. Many of them, they are from the royal family itself, which giving them the right to be involved in the issue, like in direct way. So he is trying to break their bones before they try to do anything against him. And the proof of my point is the following. If you see where they arrested them, you will not believe it. Let me show you. They put them in one of the most fancy hotels in the city of Riyadh. Now, I don't know how many of you have been there, but me, myself, I know this hotel very well. This is a very, very, very fancy, extremely fancy hotel. This is Ritz-Carlton Hotel, which is one of the top hotels in the world, as we know. So they reserve the whole hotel just for those people, and supposedly this is their place of arrest. I mean, I mean, how nice it is to be in jail like this. You know, you have a Rolls Royce outside waiting for you, and you are living in a palace, and supposedly this is where those people will be investigated. I mean, don't you like to be arrested there for some time, guys? I'm sure many of you would love it. So this is why I say the whole idea of arrest is a joke, because if they really want to arrest them, they will send them to jail, not to a fancy palace where there's a lot of servants and slaves and sex slaves, and then they want to convince us that those people are arrested. What to believe in such a garbage? So investigate. So why they put them there? Why did not take them to jail? For a very simple reason. They agree, but they want to show them the crown prince. He want to show them what he can do immediately. Now, if you try to reserve a room, you know, in this hotel, you will see right away it says there is no available room. You know why? Because the whole hotel is shut down. Do the whole hotel for the sake of the investigation. We will not be able to find any room for reservation. You see, it says no rooms available for requested date. Even if you change the date, doesn't matter really. There's no internet, there's no connection. If you call the hotel, you can try. Actually, if I have an international phone line, I will call to show you that it is shut down. So they shut down the whole hotel, and the purpose supposedly for sure nobody speak about it, but this is where they are. I mean, so you see, it's very easy to know that the whole idea, he put them there, he gathered them there to make them agree and submit to him. And I'm talking about the crown prince. He want to show them that I can break your bones anytime. And now what he will do, a few days from now or a week maybe, he will let them go, all of them. He let the small ones, always the small ones, they pay the price for anything. So what he will do, he will let them go, but he will keep the cases against them as investigation going on, which means there will be an investigation, but he will not do anything unless they do themselves something, which means he will blackmail them. If you try to move against me, I can issue an arrest against you in any country in the world, because I am the one who present the authority. I can send to USA, I can send to England, I can send to France, and none of them will dare to not arrest you, which means because they will risk their business with Saudi Arabia just to save a stupid prince. It doesn't matter how rich he is. their business with the country is more important than a business with the Prince Walid, who have a $20 billion. So he will let them go in few days. Some of them, mostly, they will stay and they will go to jail, and this is will make him look like a hero. He's trying to clean the country. But the big thieves, they will never be arrested. He is just trying to intimidate them and make them be partners with him, not to go against him. So this is what I believe about what's happening, and let us see if what I am saying is what's happening. And I apologize, I cannot do a live podcast for today or the coming few days. I will update you when I am back home, or I will be able to do the live broadcast. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you like what we do here. This is a Christian Prince, and God bless you all, and may the Lord open our eyes to be smart and not to be deceived by what they say to us in the news. This is not a jail. This is a joke. Thank you, and God bless. See you.